They say college is where you find yourself. I guess I found something else, something I wasn't meant to. My sophomore year, I moved into a shared dorm. Cheap, a little musty, but I didn't care. I had a roommate, Eli. We didn't talk much at first, but he was there, you know? Quiet, kept to himself, mostly played guitar, sometimes wrote weird poetry on post-its and stuck them on the wall. Everyone said I was lucky. Roommates usually suck. Eli was respectful, didn't party, didn't bring people over. It was like living with a ghost, but in a good way, until it wasn't. One night, I came back from class late. The room was dark, but Eli was sitting there, facing the window. Didn't move, didn't turn around when I entered. I just mumbled, "Hey." Nothing. Just silence. Then, right before I turned in, I noticed a note on my bed. It wasn't a post-it this time. It was a torn piece of notebook paper. One line, "Don't believe what they say tomorrow." The next morning, I got called into the housing office. The RA looked nervous. The director was there too. They asked me calmly if I'd been under a lot of stress lately. I said sure, midterms. Then they dropped it. "You don't have a roommate." I laughed. Thought it was a prank. "Good one," I said. They didn't laugh. They showed me the housing record. Room 314. Occupant, me. No one else. No Eli. Never was. I argued, described him, guitar, notes, everything. The RA just stared and whispered, "Oh no. It's happening again." Apparently, I wasn't the first. 10 years ago, someone else reported seeing a roommate in 314 who didn't exist. Before that, too. Each time, it was someone different but always room 314. They all described different people, but they were always alone. They called it the echo. I went back to the room. Empty, quiet. His guitar, gone. But the notes, the post-its were still there. One of them said, "You're not losing your mind. They want you to think you are." I took pictures, started documenting everything. I even set up a camera. Motion detection. That night, around 3:14 a.m., no joke, something triggered it. I checked the footage. A blur, just a blur, but one frame was clear. A figure, lean, wearing my hoodie. Not me, just, not quite. I sent the frame to a photography major I knew. He tried to enhance it. When he sent it back, the caption read, "This isn't compression. This is layering, like two images overlapping." I visited campus archives. Found incident reports about 314. The earliest was from 1983. Same story. Student reported a roommate who disappeared. Records showed the room had only one occupant. But here's the thing, every report mentioned music, guitar, humming, notes. And the notes? Always different handwriting. Always different messages. But the same tone, fearful, warning, resigned. I stopped sleeping. Started hearing faint music at night. One night, I woke up to find a note on my mirror, "You're getting close." It wasn't his handwriting anymore. It looked rushed. Jagged. Like someone scribbled it in a panic. That night, I had a dream, Eli, standing at the end of my bed, mouth moving but no sound. Just guitar strings snapping. I showed everything to a psychology professor I trusted. She read the notes, watched the video. Her face turned pale. "I've seen this before," she said. "Not here. But something similar. In cases of shared delusions. But this isn't that. This is residual identity." She told me about a theory. When enough belief is placed in a non-existent entity, it starts to form presence. Not a ghost. Not a person. A placeholder of emotion. Memory. Pain. She sent me articles about cases in Eastern Europe. Isolated incidents were describing similar experiences. Some had names, some had no form, just feelings. But they all started with a belief. Now I live off campus, quiet place, no roommates, but sometimes, when I walk past the old dorm, I swear I hear guitar. Sometimes, I find a post-it on my windshield. Just one word, remember. I still have the pictures, the notes, the blurry frame from the video. I don't show anyone anymore, but I keep them, because I know what happened. Because Eli, whatever he was real, to me. And maybe that's the point. Maybe that's how he survives. Through memory, through belief, through people like me. Room 314 is still active. I checked. Someone else lives there now.